Hi, I'm Laura.
And I'm Tammy from Pura Eco, the place to be,
To have the energy and vitality
that you always dreamt of.
And today
We're here with a special guest, and we're going to tell you how to deal with the pain of loss.
So here we are with Jorge Coutinho. He's an author, speaker, a trainer and coach, and a daddy on a pink mission.
For those of you that do not know George yet, you will get to know him now. But he has recently lost his baby, his daughter, for cancer, and he could turn things around a little bit, and that's what the pink mission is about, and that's why today we're wearing here our pink bandana. So George, tell us a little bit about that, the pink mission, how that came up.
Well, pink came up because it was a favorite color of Leonor. She was very girly, connected with all that pinky stuff and all that. So, and the pink idea and the pink mission came from that color because she was totally girly and totally in love with pink. So that's why from that day onwards I'm always wearing a piece of clothes or a watch using pink.
So what's the mission about? What's the mission that you took from her passing? What did you do with it?
Well, pink, it's a way of using a color because it's a bright color, and using pink as a way of bringing more light and more life into your life. Mm-hmm. Meaning the way that Leonor lived her journey through cancer was an example how you can deal with pain without suffering, and how can you use something that it's totally painful, mm-hmm. but even though wear pink not only as a dressing but as a part of your life. So that's what she did, because she lived a journey of 15 months through cancer, mm-hmm. and even she had that chemo, she had all those things that people that had cancer go through. She never lost her vitality, she never lost her smile. She was able to bring a new meaning to everything that she dealt with. Mm-hmm. And so I think that the pink, it's a great color for branding a mission to bring that awareness, and not only the awareness, but that sense of that you can deal with pain in your life in a different way. Mm-hmm. Meaning, if something really huge happens with your health or with your family, of course you need to deal with a pain. You have to feel it. Mm-hmm. Okay, it's impossible to avoid feeling the pain, but you can look for a meaning, you can look for a higher purpose. Mm-hmm. And so it's like painting something that it's dark, something that it's gray, and putting a pink color in it.
You're a great example of that, because you know, like, everybody that went through a situation like losing someone that you love, it's pretty hard, and mm-hmm. I'm not gonna deny the fact that even like losing a child, it's even worse because it's not the natural way. Yeah. But you seem to be living what she lived
yes.
with for 15 months, and you're continuing that, and that's part of your life now. So what would you say it's the biggest secret to really change that meaning and bring the brightness, bring the pinkness of something that can be dark? How exactly did you do that, so that a couple of months later you were let's put it this way, you're not really what people would expect someone that just lost a 5-year-old kid to be?
So I will just go back a little bit on time so that everybody can understand how everything happened. So Leonor, she was 4.5 when she was diagnosed, and until that moment she was a normal kid. I would say maybe not normal because she was very energetic in everything that she did. So, but she was normal. She didn't. Up to that moment, we didn't have any issue or any health issue with her, not even a flu or something that normally kids have at that age. And from day to the next day we were faced with something completely catastrophic, meaning when she was diagnosed she had terminal cancer already, so she was given 2 weeks to live, and she had a 16 centimeter tumor on her right kidney, an 8 centimeter tumor on her left kidney, and 30 plus metastases on both flanks. And doctor said, okay, we will try the normal protocol, the normal chemo protocol, but we don't know how will it work. So maybe we are talking about 2 weeks maximum. And those 2 weeks transformed into 15 months. And during those 15 months, she lost her hair, and that was the only thing that you could realize that she was sick. Because apart from that, she was a normal kid. She was happy, she was playing, she loved pink, she loved all Disney princesses, and she had this energy that even at the hospital that she was being treated, she was known as the phenomenon. Because the way that she dealt with the chemo and all the secondary effects and all that. I will just tell you an episode in one of the chemos. It was end of last year, and it was already an aggressive chemo. So she was, you know, feeling sick and throwing up and all that. And I remember that we were at the hospital, at her room, and she was starting to feel sick. She had been through chemo all afternoon, and she was starting to feel sick. And we were watching a Disney movie. I don't recall which movie it was, if it was Rapunzel or Brave or something. But we were watching, and she had this thing in front of her for her to throw up. So we were watching, she would throw up, and then stop throwing up, looking at the movie again, and, well, normally, smiling and enjoying the movie, and then, oh, I have to throw up again. She would throw up and then come back to the movie. So this was the way that she dealt with everything. And only at the last 2 weeks, she lost a little bit of vitality. I can say that. Now coming back into your question, how can you deal with it, and how can I be like I am right now, 2.5 months after she was called back home, as I love to say. I think it's all about beliefs and about love, and also about what you believe love is. First, I believe that we all come with a mission, meaning we all have a mission here. And I believe that Leonor's mission was to show what is really love about, and how can you live your life facing death, because she was facing death for 15 months. So I think that was part of her mission, you know, touch others with her energy, with her love, with the way that she dealt with a disease. And then it's all about the way that you love, meaning normally people, they tend to love others to feel loved. They tend to love others to feel that they are cared, to feel that they are good enough. And when they do that, it's kind of possessive love, you know, they kind of grab you with love. I believe that love is totally the opposite. I believe in freedom, and I believe loving is letting go. So meaning, if you are able to love someone so much that you are willing to open hands and say, okay, I'm willing to let you go, because by letting you go, I'm also happy. I'm not saying that, of course, when you lose someone, you are happy, because that would not make sense. But it's understanding that there is a higher purpose for everything, and that she was called back home by some plan that I don't have it in my hands. It's something that was planned. I believe in God, and I believe that God has plans for us that we don't understand. And the only way is to accepting those plans and knowing that there is a higher purpose for everything. The way that I loved her, and when I was faced immediately with that diagnosis or with that sentence, I accepted it, and I said, okay, this is part of our mission. And I know that the mission will be one of two. Either she will live, she will be able to face a disease, and she will thrive, and she will move on. And by doing that, she will inspire others, and she will use that in her future as her life story, and saying, hey, I dealt with this, and today I'm here because I was able to. So you can also be able to deal with your stuff. Or, unfortunately, it was a second one, she would be called back home. But by doing that, she would have left a legacy of love, a legacy how to live with pain without suffering. Because let's be real, I saw her in pain many times, maybe too many times, but pain has to be felt. But I never heard her saying, Daddy, I'm suffering. You know, she would complain, of course, oh, this hurts, my tummy aches, or this, but then she would move on. You know, the next minute she would
laugh about the movie.
Yeah, laughing about a movie. And when you are able to see things like that, when you believe that there is a higher purpose for everything, when you believe that you don't need to suffer, because people, they tend to suffer again because they are, it's like they are attached to it. You know, they grasp to that feeling of suffering with the illusion that while I'm still suffering, I will still feel your presence. It's like love is still alive. I think it's a bit of a paradox, okay? But it's like, okay, if I'm still suffering, this means that I still love you. It doesn't need to be like that, because I believe that Leonor is in a higher place. I truly believe that one day I will meet her, and I truly believe that she loved me as she loved her mom and other people. And when you love someone, you want to see that person happy. So I believe that she would not love me, or she would not want me to see me suffering, being a victim in order to feel her love. Just making this clear, pain doesn't vanish. It increases every day, okay? But the good thing as well is that love also increases every day. So the ratio keeps the same, until I believe that one day love will be even higher and pain will come to a stop, or will come to a place that love is growing more than pain. But that's only possible when you believe, when you understand what love is really about. Love is not grasping, it's not attaching, it's not loving, it's opening, you know, it's loving in freedom. It's willing, okay, you are not here anymore physically, but you live within me. And your mission, your legacy will live within me. So it's using pain to look for my higher self, to look for the best of me, and being able to use Leonor to flow through me and to touch others.
And you recently wrote a book about that is actually, as we speak, being translated into English and Spanish?
And Spanish, yes, and it will come out next year. Most probably in the US, Brazil, and also in South America. Leonor passed away on September 3rd. We had the goodbye ceremony on September 5th, and on that day I felt that I had to write her biography. I think it's a bit strange, and some people, they might say, a biography of a 5-year-old. But yes, I felt that need, because again, Leonor was quite known in Portugal, in the media, and the media tend to pick up these things, and again, going to the suffering. Oh, she suffered. Yeah, she suffered. She was a victim, 5-year-old. How can this happen? And these parents and all this. So again, this didn't have anything to do with the way that she lived. She was not a victim. So I felt this, no, I need to put this in writing. I need to write her mission, her legacy, the way that I saw it, the way that she lived it. So I wrote a book. I went into a journey, that the way of St. James, which is a pilgrimage, a spiritual pilgrimage. And during that, in 17 days, I wrote a book.
17 days?
17 days.
Wow.
Amazing. And you also have a foundation now, right?
Yes, and well, 1 month after she was called back home, we founded a foundation. Okay, it's the Pink Foundation, if you would translate it into English, with the goal of using my skills, my professional skills, being coaching, NLP, and positive psychology, in order to use not only with children and teenagers that go through not only cancer, but you know, extreme diseases, but also and mainly their family, because there are a lot of foundations, a lot of associations that focus on the children, on the patient, but sometimes they lack the family. And sometimes the family go through much more things than a patient. And not only with that, you know, not only helping people that are going through that disease or through that journey, but also and mainly helping people how to deal with loss, how to deal with grief. How can you deal with grief, not being a victim? Again, pain needs to be felt. And sometimes I have good days, I have not so good days. I have days that I cry. And whenever I need to cry, I cry. I don't hold back pain, but I refuse to be a victim. I refuse to suffer. I'm not special. I'm equal to any one of you. It's just a choice, and believing that there is a higher purpose for everything, and that you can do different, and that love exists when you appreciate, when you care, and again, when you are able to let go.
I think that most people suffer because they ask why.
Yeah.
Why this happened to me? Why is it that it had to be so soon? Or why?
Yeah, why me? Why her?
Exactly, and I think that might be the wrong question. So what would you say it's the right question to ask instead of why? What would you say would be the right question to ask?
Or what would you say, for example, to other people that might be watching this video now, going through the same situation or very similar situation, or even if it's not that similar, but losing someone, in a way, losing someone that they love? What would be a good question, or how could they change that meaning? How could they do what you're doing so that they would go through that phase in a better way and bring something positive from that?
Well, I would say first and foremost, you need to accept. If you don't accept what happened, you don't move forward. So the first thing is accept, accept that you lost that person that you love, and knowing that there is a higher purpose. I know that sometimes people tend to, go against God, those that they believe that there is a God, and they get angry with God and all that. But you need to accept, because using a metaphor, for those who have gardens or for those who have seen people that have gardens, they plant seeds. And some of those seeds, they grow, they turn into beautiful flowers, and some of those flowers will die. It doesn't mean that they don't care about each flower. It doesn't mean that they don't take care, they don't, water and, care about each of the flower. But there are things that you cannot control. Mm-hmm. And I believe that there are things that are meant to be like that, and we don't control it. It's not in our hands. Of course, I would trade my life for her right now. If I could do it, I would just, change it. But it's not under my control. And if you go to the why question, that will put you on the problem. That will put you on a downwind spiral that you will end up in a not very good place, in a depression or even worse. So you need to believe, you need to develop your spiritual part, and it doesn't mean that you believe in God, but it means that you believe in something higher, or just believe in the one that you missed, and believe that he or she is living in some place else, and she or he didn't want to see you suffering. If she loved you, or if he loved you, right now he or she wants you to be happy, wants you to move on. Picking up all the positive. People tend to, to go to the remembering and to the missing part and all that. It's picking up, for example, sometimes, and today it happened, I saw a piece of paper with a drawing that she made, and with the father wrote on it. And that immediately brought me to that moment where I saw it, and I remember what I felt. And I felt gratitude. Instead of going into the pain, oh, I missed this, is feeling gratitude for that moment, because you had that moment, and that moment it's inside of you. It's, instead of going to the missing, go to the remembering. Instead of going to the suffering, go into the pain. Instead of going into the pain, go into the love. And it's a process. Accept where you are, and believe that one day will be better than the other. And again, it's like the weather. A day it's a great weather. A couple of days ago it was raining, and all was gray and ugly and wet. Today we have the sun, the sky is completely blue. So it's accepting where you are, and having the faith that one day, we all be together in one place that we don't know, but there is a higher purpose, and using that, because we all had moments, beautiful moments with a person that we lost. It's using those moments, using the legacy, the mission, the love that person left within you, to make you a better person and to pass that to others. Because if I would be a victim right now, I would not be changing anything. I would have had this wonderful angel in my life. I lost her, and people would look at me, oh, poor George, poor thing, poor dad, he lost his girl. And I would not be changing anything. I would not be making a difference. Being who I am right now, writing a book, building this foundation, helping people, showing other people that you can deal with loss in a different way. And trust me, I love my daughter in a way that I cannot put it into words. And I'm still her father, But the way that I live this is, I think that I'm inspiring others. I'm giving an example that you can live pain in a different way. You don't need to suffer. You don't need to be a victim, because that doesn't prove that you love less or more, you know. And I believe that right now, Leonor, if she's watching us, I believe that this is the way that she wanted me to be. Being happy, building my life, passing a legacy, you know, and being pink.
I believe that everything happens for a reason, and this is a beautiful story as an example of people want to live forever, want to live many years, and some people live for 90 years or 100 years without really living.
Absolutely.
And this is a great example of how a person, a 5-year-old, lived the life to the fullest and left a legacy. So
Absolutely.
I think that it's really important that with this kind of things we get to the opportunity to change our perspective of life, because we complain of so many things, so many little things, the weather, like things don't happen the way I want them to happen. Well, things sometimes don't happen the way we want them to happen. So we need to focus on always, this is a great example, on what's positive, what can I learn from this? So if I would ask you to tell us what's the lesson that this whole situation left you in a sentence, what would it be?
Love, you know, that a lesson was really, it's all about love. Love, it's the most important thing that the human being has in life. And sometimes we complain about, like you were saying, and very good, about things, about not having the car that I want, the house, the clothing, the traveling, the whatever it is, because we put love in things that don't love you back. The only thing that will love you back is human beings. You know, and that's part of being human, and that's part of showing love and spreading love through you. You don't need to have someone present in your life, meaning physically, to feel that love for that person. Because love, it's more than physical. Love is something that connects us in a far deeper level. So the lesson was that our legacy, our mission, the reason that we are here, and if we put love in everything that we do, life will be about love, you know. So, and there is a quote from a movie that I saw a couple years ago that I always remember. It's what you do in life echoes to eternity. Make life a symphony of love. Make your life a masterpiece of love, because that will last and that will influence others. The world right now misses love. That's what we crave most. That's why we have these problems in relationship. That's why we have problems in business. That's why the world is right now on this turmoil. It's about love. The humans, they detached from what is the true essence of love, which is giving. And giving is also letting go. Become love. Put love in everything that you do. Be love, and that will influence others. So that was my biggest lesson, my biggest learning.
Beautiful.
Awesome. Awesome. Very good. Thank you very much for being here with us today and for sharing all that information. And it's true. I read the book, and if you have the opportunity, please do. And you get to know this little princess that I'm sure you will also fall in love with her. I didn't have the opportunity to meet her in person, but I feel like I met her through the book, through her mini biography. And she's lovely. she really is, and I love her. Even you know, and that's exactly what you're saying. So love is the answer. Gratitude is the answer.
What's the name of the book so people can?
If you translate it into English, Nonô was her nickname from Leonor. So it's Nonô, the Pink Princess.
Okay. And in Portuguese, well, you can. I think it's in the first place right now.
Yes, it's in the top 10, and right now it's #1 in sales in Portugal as we speak.
And the name in Portuguese?
Nonô, a princesa cor-de-rosa.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Jorge, for being
here
with us
Thank
today.
you. It was a pleasure.
And I hope that you could take something interesting for you from this video. I hope it has served you, and if it serves others as well, please share, like, and leave your comments below.
And we will see you on the next episode of Pura Eco TV.
Thanks for watching, and bye for now.
Ciao, ciao.
Ciao, ciao.
Thank you. Bye.